Looking at you, me knowing you for the last few years, I would not have guessed, unless you had told me, I would not have guessed that you had come from where you come from. I wouldn't have guessed it. And I imagine a lot of people wouldn't guess that, and I think that's the power of our testimony, which is what I believe your book is. It is a testimony of what God can do for someone that
Mm.
didn't even believe he existed. And another thing I thought about what you were just sharing, how you smoke weed from Bible pages. You made joints using Bible pages, the Holy Scriptures. And kind of like
Mhm.
shaking your fist at God. Like, if you were really real, would I even be able to do this? I think it almost seems like we know before we get to the bottom that we're going to the bottom. And it's like we have this something on the inside of us that's crying out to God that he will rescue us before we get all the way to the bottom. And that's what I saw. That's what I was hearing you say basically in that part of your testimony, that you were smoking. Because who would think of that? I'm gonna use these Bible pages to smoke weed and things like that. It, to me, is just a testament of how we are seeking God, even when we
Mhm.
may not fully realize that we want him to just show himself. And oftentimes, of course, God does it in his own time and when it counts the most. And that's what I love about God. He does it when it counts the most. And so that's how you started your book off. You're in jail, in prison. You're looking at 45 years. A very, in your mind, which I'm sure in most people's minds, that would seem like a very, very hopeless situation.
I was convinced that God hated me. I was convinced that if he was real, that I was destined for hell. There was no hope for me. And I did, just like Pastor Bolden said, I went and put the toilet paper on that window of my jail cell and I covered it up. And I was in 4 hours, 4 hours in, 4 hours out. And I knew that by the time the guards or anyone checked on my body, I knew that they would come back to see a dead body.